So hi all and welcome back to the channel. Well, the model I would like to talk about today is still a die-cast review. This was coming from a little back in time because it is referred to a model that I don't think is so easy to find around any longer. It is anyway die-cast. It's produced by a mysterious company that I honestly didn't hear so much. No, by Rasta, I hear it. Then you can hear down there, can read down there, Xinghu Automodel Co. Limited. And it's now the R8 Lms series in 124 scale, of course made in China. It's an interesting model. It's really, I think it's probably before the Welly stuff and so on, so it was surely something related to them. But I bought it because it was back in time probably the only way before all the racing kit. There was some companies that made also, I think it was Scale Production that made a racing kit of this model, but this was a good idea that somebody gave me, a Dutch friend gave me this idea. I didn't know about this model, that this die cast that was probably available on AliExpress, and it was probably the fastest way to get a body for the Audi R8 Lms. The R8 Lms is wider in the body, different cut, different in many points, as well as you can see the model is not so much a collectible item, is much more a toy, and my sample anyway is quite effective. I have a lot of you see like there in the front light minor detail that are not fixed, so this was probably an extremely cheap production from this company. Also the decal, you see the decal on the part, look, the mountings of the rear wings, they are really toyish. It's really stuff that have to be taken away. But if you look at this model like a kind of donor kit of something that must be scrapped and unpainted and just save the parts for a much more serious project and so on, you are not so far away from a racing kit, and easy. The paint is also quite easy to strip it off with the proper thinner, and the mirror must be, they are not wrong, but they are very raw finished. The same here, there is mold lines that should be taken away, so the model is absolutely cheap for the finishing they did. Probably this was a kind of really beginning of production. Also inside they provide a kind of detail, plastic that look like a carbon fiber and an ugly roll cage. But once again, if you look at this stuff properly cleaned by a modeler, properly detailed like a modeler, is not so far away from a racing kit. What is absolutely different is the price, because I think that all this model I paid something like 20 euros, something like that back in time. I never buy them when they are, excluding some very rare case like the new prototype of the BMW CSL. I never buy them when they are a pricey model, because I think anyway die-cast remains in the world of toys, so it's never stuff that I consider collectible, But this one indeed has some minor detail. For example, also the locking in the door, they are not so badly made, honestly. They are not so bad. It is the finishing that is absolutely rough and absolutely toyish, Also the mold, I think that this model probably have been the same master of the racing kit that we see around, because too much parts are similar to something that must be finished in a better way. Also down there, for example, typical closure of the mold for racing. When they close this side in the rear racer, this is a part that is open. There is much more details. It's something that could have been done incredibly better than this, and incredibly better assembled. If you look at the final assembly of the car, what was immediately ridiculous in this model was, look, the distance between the wheel and its wheel arch. So it's probably very badly assembled. In the real car, this wheel basically, like in the NSX, sits completely inside the wheel arch. Instead, this way, if you look at the model this way, look like a dune baggy, and it's strange because on the rear wheel they maintain a decent setup. Instead, the front one is really like a model that is taken off, but it is not a mistake in the assembly. It's really badly done. The mold, is in the mold, so even if you try to press the wheel up, she don't go up because it's stuck there. So it's really badly realized that the assembly here mysteriously they provide the steering wheel system, you know, like in Burago of the 70s, but the bar there that usually is made in thin plastic, it is made in thick metal, so no idea really. No idea really. Of course, the idea should be to strip it down and make one of the first R8 Le Mans car, you know. Then of course this was long before any model from the Platz Nuno arrived, so there was nonsense because there is millions of versions of this. I also have extra decal that was meant to be used on over this model that I give up, and then I just say, you know what, keep it like it is. I mean, I will never build it up. A silver livery, you know, that is a mix between a street car to a racer, you know, so it's nothing, you know, it's really a toy. But also the rims were not so badly made, you know. Try to think at them if they will be done, painted in the proper color, flat, and also the brakes inside is not so badly, absolutely badly done. The cockpit also have a base of racing stuff, so there is a ugly racing seat and an ugly steering wheel, really a toy. But for, once again, for the price that they try look, the structure, you know, the structure have, it's really also badly assembled, the same under the wing there, so it's kilometers far away from the quality of the latest die-cast that we are used to find around now. I think this car is about more than 10 years old now, so you will also have to place this toy in a dimension where probably also the factories were not still thinking properly on what kind of quality applied to this model. Probably they applied the cheapest ever just to make the car, you know. There is some models of cars that don't exist. At the time this was absolutely unique model, so there was no way. Instead, if you don't want to go into a huge conversion starting from a Revel kit from the street car to convert into a racer, so it was a nightmare, you know. It was a nightmare. The car is completely wider on the back, so the body is absolutely well done. The same in the front end, you know. The street R8 ends here, so there is not this flare coming around that is connected to the front end this way and the lips. So basically here you have a very ugly version and a very ugly body, but it's correct, so it is not made wrong. I mean, also the proportion of the model are quite respected, you see. Try to think again without this ugly mounting, but with the proper photo etched mountings of the rear wing, without the sticker. You see the Audi logo here is a sticker that start to fall apart. The same of the side corner, you see this is neither a decal. Look, so it's absolutely, I mean, it's not worth more than $1 over the $20 that they asked back in time for this model. Probably today they became very pricey, because I see that this strange die-cast, I have some of them. The same is about one Porsche 918 in the version for Le Mans, so it's a very strange body of the same series of these Rastar models. You know, I think also they made back in time a BMW M3 E46 GTR, so the racer version of this car that I was never able to find neither in AliExpress, but I seen the picture around of the stuff, so I don't know which was the origin of such kits, you know. I don't know really what to do with this model. I was just cleaning the showcase because I had to make space to new items arriving there, and I just was moving this item, and it was you know a blast from the past really, because I remember when I get the model I was so excited because I was really planning to do something with the body and so on, and then of course the Nuno Platz arrived with the complete plastic model. It is absolutely, for me at first, much better than to start a huge conversion of such toyish model to make it look nice, you know. This was also long before any of my racing production, so I was neither thinking to plan any cast for this model. So that's it. I don't know, maybe Burago today took it over, and Burago today is a China company, so it's no longer the Italian Burago. They use the Italian name, but they are absolutely not Italian at all. So probably can be that they share the same items, you know. If you search around for Audi R8 Lms, maybe something come up, and again, for the type of model, for the subject and so on, for me was absolutely worth it. Of course, for the detail, for the assembly detail, you see also the wiper is molded together, but that is an ugly detail that also, for example, in the Revel Chevrolet Corvette C7 you also have the ugly wiper molded together with the front windshield, you know. Strange also that down there on the body skirt here, the decalar tampograph, and down there it's sticker, ugly sticker with an ugly detail. So absolutely strange. Also this part over here is rough, so it seems like a kind of plastic with the detail of a kind of carbon fiber. So I don't know, I probably, once again, it was probably a test for a bigger production or something bigger that never come to life, you know, and probably was the donor of the few racing body kits that have been seen around. You know, I remember when the Audi R8 started to race, everybody was interested in this model, and then the kit arrives, and now everybody, also the Evo versions are available. So today there is the ordinary version to make a real collector model kit, skipping this in brackets garbage, you know, this toy. That's it. I thought it was interesting to show you this strange model in die-cast, in the die-cast review series, and thanks for watching, and see you in the next.